remember about the first year here at Kernersville, the very first thing I remember is the interview that I had with Joanne Allen, which was actually in November of 2010. And at that time the construction wasn't finished. So to take a tour of the hospital, I had to wear a hard hat because the walls were not finished.
I think the thing I'm most proud of about Kernersville Medical Center is the way that employees have worked so hard to gain the loyalty and the trust of the community around us. The Kernersville area and really the Triad as a whole has embraced
the thing that I'm most proud about
as
over the last 10 years here at Kernersville Medical Center is the growth. When we first opened, we didn't have our surgical center open. We now have a surgical center inside the building. We have a new MRI inside the building. We've had a lot of modifications. We're going to get a new parking lot to assist our elderly patients that's going to be closer to us. And we also added 2 new MOB buildings. So we have expanded and grown.
What I'm most proud of is that when patients come in and tell us that this is their hospital, there's a sense of community that people we take care of. Seeing people outside of the hospital, at the grocery store, that recognize us and thank us for the care, but I think it's just the fact that patients are so proud of this hospital. It makes us proud about the care that we give.
So March 16th, 2011 was the first day Kernersville opened. I believe it was on a Tuesday. And what it was like that day, it was busier than we anticipated. All the prep work we did and all the classes we took and all the processes we started, we soon found out some of them worked and some of them didn't. We had to start in just revamping things and making things run smoother, and then here we are. We made it.
Happy anniversary, Novant Health, Kernersville Medical Center.
Just to see these patients come in, you know, talking and walking, maybe not even have any health problems, and they go from doing okay one day on med-surg floor, and then, you know, they're having trouble breathing and they go to IMU, and then the next thing you know, they're intubated in ICU, and then in a couple of weeks, you know, they're just not doing well, the COVID's taken over their body, and they pass away. And that's just really emotional for us and for families not to be able to come in here and be with their loved ones.
First year here at Kernersville Medical Center, I actually was part of the team that was hired to start here 10 years ago. I remember that it felt like a family. We did training together as the entire group before the hospital opened for several weeks. So we got to know the hospital, we got to know the people in all the departments, and it felt like one great big family. One of the things that Joanne Allen did was she made sure that we all knew each other, that we knew the hospital inside.
But what are you most proud of 10 years later?
I'm proud of the fact that Kernersville has really focused on the growth of team members, and myself and others. You know, we have started off as team members, then we went to supervisors, and now we're managers. So I'm just, the Kernersville really focused on the people credo before there was a people credo.
We are Novant Health and have faced many challenges. However, we will continue to provide for our community and deliver a remarkable experience each and every time, just like day one. Happy anniversary, KMC.
I was here the day we opened, and I remember how quickly we had our first patient, and that we were busier than you would have expected for a brand new opening hospital. But it was fabulous to work here because everything was new, everything smelled great, and our whole team got to put together the rooms, the carts. We really got to make it like our ED. So that was the best
you know,
thing
I think
about
back Kernersville coming up celebrating their 10-year anniversary, and I've been fortunate enough to be here for 5.5 of those 10 years. And so when I first got here, just meeting folks, learning the history of the previous 4.5 years before my arrival, and as they built the building, and folks would say they eagerly await new patients coming, looking outside the window, greeting patients out in the parking lot, helping them walk inside, and to think what all that Kernersville has become over those 10 years. What a pivotal facility in this market, pulling folks from Greensboro and High Point, and really paving the way for Novant Health in this area. So when I think through the growth over those 10 years, where we've come from a 4-bed ICU and continue to grow into intermediate critical care, and where all that's come in the past few years, and then to go through a pandemic like we have this past year, and the culture that continues to grow here at Kernersville shone brightly through that pandemic, the extra workload and things that folks have done.
As we celebrate the birthday of Kernersville Medical Center and 10 just incredible years, I think a lot about the teamwork, not only in this building, where it started, where it is now, the teamwork that we have with our clinics, our primary care and specialty, our imaging centers, our ambulatory surgery center. I mean, it really is an entire family across this whole area of the triad that comes together, provide just amazing patient care. And I get a chance to be in the community an awful lot to talk about the things that we're doing. And every single time I'm out talking to someone in our local government, an agency, just a neighbor of ours, the compliments, the way that they describe who we are is just remarkable. And it's because of the team that we have and every single individual that's here. So I think it's a special time for us to think about the 10 years and how far this medical center has come, but also think about the next 10 years and our expansion that we hope to do later this year to not only add more of our cardiovascular program, but also add maternity and more beds. And it's a really special way for us to continue to advance the care local and make sure that we're always meeting the needs of our community. Because at the end of the day, they're our neighbors. We are their community hospital, and the team that's here is just amazing. So it's a nice way for us all to celebrate 10 amazing years.
Thank you.